Huge news weekend, and I'm glad you're with me today because we're now seeing sort of front and center the consequences of having a clueless and a sort of ADHD tendency president, specifically when it comes to war and the military. We already saw the consequences of an ignorant ADHD president with Obamacare, with tax cuts, with immigration, with diplomacy, with North Korea, and many other areas. And now we are seeing it with war because Donald Trump approved a U.S. military strike in Iran against Iran as retaliation for Iran, as far as Trump believes, shooting down an American drone. This would have stepped us effectively into war with Iran, but then Donald Trump called it off last minute. This was happening, right? Planes were in the air, ships were in position, and then the command came to stand down. These would not have been strikes on Iranian drones. Trump approved of striking a bunch of missiles and radar sites. Our ally, the United Kingdom, was told about our plan ahead of time and not told about the cancellation until almost 3 hours after the cancellation took place. Why was the strike canceled? Trump says because he found out how many people would have died in that strike, tweeting, quote, "On Monday, they shot down," meaning Iran, "an unmanned drone flying in international waters. We were cocked and loaded to retaliate last night on 3 different sites. When I asked, by the way, I mean, this is just a mess. First of all, cocked and loaded, it's locked and loaded. Someone emailed me and said cocked and loaded is a gay porn film. I didn't verify that for myself, but it sounds like it could be. How does no one tell Trump that it's locked and loaded? And then he's talking about different sites, SIGHTS. Of course, he means sites as in locations, which is a different spelling. When I asked how many will die, 150 people, sir, was the answer from a general. 10 minutes before the strike, I stopped it. Not proportionate to shooting down an unmanned drone. I am in no hurry. Our military is rebuilt, new and ready to go. By far the best in the world. Sanctions are biting and more added last night. Iran can never have nuclear weapons, not against the USA and not against the world. This completely erratic ADHD foreign policy is a danger and an embarrassment. We're bombing people, we're not bombing people, all without even understanding anything and having caused this problem himself, most importantly. And now this has really brought some bad faith right-wingers out of the woodwork because the discussion from some on the right has been, wait a second, you anti-war lefties are now criticizing Trump for not bombing Iran? This is the most bad faith discussion that I could imagine. I mean, just shut up. Seriously, you don't even deserve a seat at the table if that's going to be your argument. The problem is not that Donald Trump didn't bomb someone and I wanted them bombed. I don't want Trump bombing Iran in the same way that I don't want Trump getting involved in Venezuela or whatever else. The problem is Trump created this situation. He has no idea what he's doing. He ordered a strike without initially considering the civilian casualties. And then last minute, he's told 150 people will die. And then he says, oh, well, let's not do that, as opposed to asking in the beginning about civilian casualties. Civilian casualties, if it was a make or break for Trump, which do we believe that it was? I don't know. But if it was a make or break for Trump, it should have been asked about up front. The absurdity and the cost of launching this only to later discuss casualties and then call it off is ridiculous, it's embarrassing, and it's pathetic. Now, there are other possibilities if you don't believe that civilian casualties is actually the real explanation for Donald Trump calling this off. One general one is this some kind of 4D chess by Donald Trump, where he is wanting to convey willingness to do this, but then canceling it because he doesn't want the political repercussions and he gets all the benefit of bombing Iran without the actual civilian casualties. No evidence of that. No evidence that Donald Trump is even capable of that type of abstract thought. So I don't buy that one. The second idea that's being floated, and I'm going to dig into this more tomorrow, is did Putin get in touch and say, don't bomb Iran? And that actually could relate to a lot of different things I want to discuss with you. One component is the idea, this actually goes back to the Marshall Plan, of the U.S. and Russia working together on nuclear, with Saudi Arabia being involved by putting a ton of money and ultimately getting nuclear technology out of the deal, because there is a long-standing, there's a history about Saudi Arabia and nuclear weapons in the context of Russia and Iran. And the idea is that Trump backing out of the Iran deal to get Iran to restart enrichment, to justify attacking Iran, could all be a backdoor way to justify getting nuclear weapons for Saudi Arabia into the region. The Saudi Arabian royal family have previously said, if Iran gets them, we are getting them. So this is another entire idea as well. But again, I've not seen evidence that Donald Trump is capable of that type of abstract thought. Wouldn't be required if Putin or whoever just said, don't do it, don't bomb Iran. And there's a interesting growing theory that ultimately Donald Trump, despite his threats, will not attack Iran and will not get into Venezuela and will not do anything more in Syria, because not doing anything there in all three of those places would be what Putin would want. But we'll talk about that and analyze that more tomorrow. So here's what I came away with from this entire fiasco over the weekend. As center-right as Hillary Clinton is and was, and as much as I wanted someone much more progressive and voted for Bernie Sanders in the 2016 Democratic primary, consider that on three major bullet points alone, we would be much better off with Hillary Clinton than we are with Donald Trump. And this goes, I know that most people in our audience understand this, but there are still some people, some stragglers remaining in our audience who are of the Hillary Trump, it makes no difference to me sort of thing. Hillary Clinton was going to stay in the Iran deal, which Iran was complying with, which means Iran wouldn't now be resuming uranium enrichment, and she would not have ordered a strike on them and then called it back. Like, none of this would have happened with Iran if Hillary Clinton had been president. Number two, Hillary Clinton would have appointed two center-left Supreme Court justices who would now be on the court for decades, rather than two right-wing nuts like Donald Trump has done. That would have had decades of political implications. We would have been exponentially better off under Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump. And then number three, Hillary Clinton would not have willy-nilly started a trade war with China while cutting taxes on the rich and corporations, period. Yes, Hillary Clinton would have done things that I would not have liked. Yes, Hillary Clinton would have done things that would not have gone nearly far enough. She would have done some sprinkling of crumbs while the cake stays mostly in the same hands, much like Joe Biden would do. But on those three issues I just mentioned alone, trade, the Supreme Court, and this Iran stuff, we would be so much better off right now under Hillary Clinton than we are under Donald Trump. Disagree with me? Change my mind. I'm on Twitter at @DPakman. The show is on Twitter at David Pakman Show, and we have just a massive program today. I will be talking about after the break about what is incredibly a debate. There's a debate now over whether caged children should have soap and bedding. Okay, that's a debate that is taking place in our country right now, thanks to the Trump Justice Department. I will also talk to you about these very disturbing revelations that Donald Trump threatened a reporter with prison over a photograph. And then later on in the program, there are new rape allegations against Donald Trump, barely covered in yesterday's Sunday shows. I'm going to get into that. And I have a 47-second video for you, 47 seconds of video that exposes the real Donald Trump. I'll explain all of this later on. Huge news weekend, and I'm glad you're with me today.